Welcome back to Better Kansas City. You may be thinking more about raking leaves than growing flowers, but fall is the time to get a head start on getting your yard and garden ready for spring. We got Richard and Cam here from GrassPad to help get us started. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time here this morning. Cold temperatures have me thinking that's the last thing I'm thinking about is planting tulips and getting spring bulbs ready, but why is now the best time to do that?
So actually what we've been waiting for this whole time is for the soil to actually cool off
so
that we can plant the tulips and the daffodils and the crocus. And so now we've had a few cold weather events, getting out there on a nice day like we had this last weekend and like we're going to have this coming weekend. Perfect time to dig the holes and get the bulbs in the ground.
So we want those bulbs in the ground here throughout the entire winter season then?
Yep, that's actually going to be a chilling period for them so that they can endure the amount of cold days they need so that they can sprout in the springtime.
So plant them now. Is that for any tulips and any other flowers that we should be getting in the ground now, or is it any bulb related flower?
So pretty much any of the spring blooming bulbs are planted in the fall. So it's the tulips, the daffodils, the crocus, the alliums, all the most popular ones.
Okay. Now once we get it in the ground, is there anything we should be using on it? I know you guys have plenty of different applications here that we can use. Talk a little bit about some of these you brought with you.
So once we've dug the holes, we do want to take the bone meal and kind of dust the bottom of the hole.
Okay.
That's going to provide a phosphorus source. It's going to feed the roots. The bulb is just a giant root. And so that way it's going to have all the energy stored and ready to go so it can do its thing in the spring.
Beautiful. Now you have some power tools here. I want to step out of the way here because Richard talked about whacking me beforehand, and I want to move away so I don't get whacked here during the segment. So what do you have here?
So a lot of people will try and do it the hard way with like a trowel or like an auger where they're going to try and plant these bulbs one at a time.
Okay.
That's time consuming. That's going to take too long.
Yeah.
What we would like to do is actually take a shovel and just dig a hole, the size of a dinner plate, dump a dozen bulbs in there, go to the next hole. Actually taking the shovel and digging a trench to where you've got maybe a foot wide trench going along your bed.
Oh, just like a row or something.
Yeah,
okay.
Just take the crate of bulbs and just dump it out as you walk down the trench.
Oh, well, there you go. Yep. Well, let's switch from bulbs now to talking a little bit more about some yard care and yard maintenance. Have I already missed the best opportunity to overseed my yard?
The best opportunity to oversee the yard is in the early to mid-fall.
So yes, I have.
You can still do some dormant seeding this time of year,
okay,
which is just going to lay there dormant and come up in the spring.
And then what are just some great tips that you can give us to prep the yard for winter so we're going to have the best looking yard here when it springs up?
Yeah, so this time of year we're going to recommend doing this Snowman winter root builder.
Okay.
What this is going to do is more concentrate on developing a root system rather than top growth. You want to do it while the ground is still thawed out and the grass is still green so it can take up the nutrients.
All right, so now, since we did have freezing temperatures here a while back, is it still okay to put this stuff down? I mean, the ground didn't freeze, we just got the frozen temperatures, right?
So this weekend looked to be pretty good when it gets to be back up in the 50s, but with the freezing temperatures won't affect anything. It's more of the ground freezing. You want to do that before the ground freezes solid.
Okay. Now, in addition to putting the application down, are there any tips for mowing? Like for our last Passover for the season, should we cutting it low, cut it high? What's the best way to leave the ground in?
I wouldn't worry about cutting it low or cutting it any higher than you have been. The main thing would be cleaning up any debris off the ground.
Oh,
so
yeah.
any of those leaves that have fallen or any stems that have fallen off the trees, just getting that cleaned up for the wintertime.
And with this application, is it something that we need to water into the ground, or is it something that can just sit there?
This one we're going to let Mother Nature take care of.
Okay.
You don't necessarily need to water this one in.
All right, fantastic. Well, gentlemen, those are some great tips. Oh, really quick before we go, I got to ask about the wooden clogs.
Straight from Holland.
Richard wears those on the weekends.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, that took me a little off. Whatever. You want to model them for us here, Richard? We can put some music on and just make it happen here. And that's like the biggest bulb I've seen. Actually, I don't want to get close to that if you're wearing them on the weekends. All right, Richard and Cam, thank you very much. You guys can visit any one of GrassPad's 5 Kansas City locations to get some pro help. For more information, go to grasspad.com for after-hours help. You can also submit your questions and photos on the Ask Uncle part of the website. And if you go in on the weekend, you just might see Richard in his wooden clogs. Belinda.